Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Jackie Jackson Show. Now, this show is very special to me. I'm actually changing up the format, and I decided to actually share some information with you all about myself, about my life, and what I do in a very creative and different way. So this show is actually going to share with you how I make money and how I want to help other women, other individuals that are aspiring to make money as well. So this is going to be really, really good. So pay attention. If you don't have a notepad and pen, this is a great time for you to go and get that. So again, you're watching the Jackie Jackson Show and you're listening to the Jackie Jackson. So let's get started. So how would you like to generate $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, even $30,000 in new cash flow every single month on demand with predictability? I call this the exponential information effect. And the reason why I say that is because information, when used and applied in the right way, can exponentially increase and change things in your life for the better. As a matter of fact, when I studied Benjamin Franklin, he has a famous quote here that says, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Like knowledge itself and applying it in your life and understanding information is the best interest that you can have in your life. Even Thomas Edison, the father of electricity, right? Everyone knows Thomas Edison. He also stated that opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. So what does that really mean? There is opportunity in front of all of us. And the reason why we don't see it is because it just doesn't come dressed up the way how we believe that it should. And the harsh truth and the harsh reality is the people that make the most money isn't the people that work a 9 to 5, People that don't make money, they've only been taught how to exchange their time for money, which leaves them overworked and underpaid, always searching for the next best thing and just struggling to find where their next dollar is going to come from. Their income is capped, and it's based on how much work they do and how much time that they spend at their job. They never have enough hours in a day to maximize their earnings, and it's always based on a per hour basis. So the truth is, how do you make more money? I mean, we all only have 24 hours in a day. So if you want to make more money, adding more hours to your work schedule usually doesn't equate to more money. That's really going to change your life and position you to do the big things in your life that you really want to do. Only people with a predictable system for attracting money and creating wealth can say, when they use specialized information, it moves them forward exponentially in their lives. A predictable system to generate $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, even $30,000 in new cash flow every single month on demand, and with the predictability by investing in real estate. And that is what I learned how to do. I'm also going to share with you the biggest mistakes most new real estate investors make when it comes to identifying deals in the market. The two things that seven-figure investors understand, which brings them cash flow every single month that struggling investors do not. And the simple, proven 4-step system that cash flows and how you can put them to work and start investing in real estate and changing your financial life right now. So here's a list, a snapshot of some of the investment deals that I've done in the past couple of years. Now, this chart, when I started back in 2013, as you can see, the chart, my income was pretty low. And that's okay. Sometimes that's just where it is, I was working a full-time job. I was working in banking as a branch manager. And, you know, I was working paycheck to paycheck. I was really, really living paycheck to paycheck. And I really didn't know how to earn money any other way. So I started to learn real estate investing because I was just sick and tired of being broke, to be honest with you. And here is a couple of the real estate deals that I've done. So this is actually not the complete list. I've done a lot more deals than this, but I just wanted to kind of give you a picture and a background of some of my experience. And this is who I am. I am a full-time mom and I currently work from home. I have two beautiful children, a teenager and a tween, as I call her. I think the pop culture calls her a tween. But until I started to think bigger and live bigger, my life really didn't change. I was stuck in the rut, living paycheck to paycheck and struggling to pay my bills and just really, you know, not enjoying life, at least not to its fullest. But today, my life is a lot different. I love to travel the world. I've been quite a lot of different places. As you can see here, I was in Mexico, enjoying the pyramids there. Me just really just enjoying life and traveling with my children and my friends and just experiencing new cultures and enjoying life. And I would not have had the opportunity to enjoy this quality of life if I had not learned how to invest in real estate and really understand the importance of generating cash flow in my life. So exponential information effect, exactly what is that? I mean, once you have information, so what? It really doesn't mean much to have information. I mean, you can pretty much find information anywhere on the internet, right? We all have smart devices. We all are able to research and find information online right at our fingertips. I mean, we're a pretty intelligent and intellectual society. So why is it that some of us struggle to make ends meet and try to find ways to generate money and income for their family while others, you know, are really successful and they don't have any, you know, money issues or problems like that? So if you're looking for a predictable way to generate cash flow on demand and want to learn how to create a better life for yourself and your family from real estate investing, then you're definitely in the right place, because that's what I learned how to do. And I'm going to show you how to do the same thing for yourself. So the top three categories of people I work with. I currently work with career women, you know, women that are professionals, already working, climbing the corporate ladder, and they have real big dreams and real big goals. I fell into that category because that was me. I did all the right things. At least that's what, you know, my parents told me. I went to school. I graduated from college. I got 2 degrees. I went to work in banking. I worked really, really hard. I got promoted. I climbed the corporate ladder, and I was miserable. I was miserable because I wasn't making any money. I made some money, but the money that I did make really did not allow me to live my best life. And my second category of people that I work with is retired women. Women that are looking for new opportunities and exciting new challenges, and they just ready to, you know, start their second career or start another business, and they just want to learn different things. And homemakers, my favorite, actually, stay-at-home moms. I used to be so jealous of stay-at-home moms when I had to drop my daughter and my son off to work, when I was a career woman working in banking, because I was so envious that they had all this time to work, you know, with their children and stay at home. And then the more I started to speak with stay-at-home moms, I realized that, you know, a lot of them have desires to actually work from home and still generate income for their families and start a business. They just want to do it from home. So those are the three categories of people that I currently work with. Now, here is a snapshot of one of the deals that I was working on. And I did this one, I would probably say maybe about a couple years ago, maybe 2 years ago, if it's been that long, probably less. But I started out with $10 invested in this property, and it's really, really cool. So this is what exponential knowledge can do for you. You can take $10 and actually convert it into over $13,000. I mean, that's pretty incredible. It's phenomenal. This is a house in Central Florida in a little town called Apopka. And anybody who's from Apopka, shout out to Apopka. When I actually did this deal, the owner of it, they had inherited the house, and they really just didn't want it anymore. You know, it was a burden for them. They already lived someplace else, and they just didn't want to maintain the property because it was, you know, expensive, and they just, you know, didn't too care for it. A family member of theirs passed away, and they just did not want to be bothered with it, right? But they really wanted to sell it and make a profit, but they didn't want to invest into this property to actually, you know, spend money out of their pocket. They just wanted to sell it as is. So I agreed to purchase this property. And what I did is I marketed my principal interest in the contract that I had on this property. So my intent was to never to buy this property. What I did is I controlled it instead. So once the house was sold, that's when I realized my profit. And the owner got what they wanted, and so did the end buyer get what they wanted as well. Here's another property. This one here is in Cocoa. Now, this property here, the owner lived in another state, like really, really far away, right? They lived really, really far away, and they had this, you know, vacant property. Nobody was living in it, and it was like just being broken down, and, you know, they just didn't want to spend the money and take care of it. Very similar to the other situation. They were just really tired of it. They had a family member that was living in it from, you know, time to time, but that individual was not really taking care of the property, nor were they basically sharing in the expense of it. So, you know, it would go vacant for some months, then they would move back in, then it would go vacant again, they would move back in. It was like they had like free housing, but he was stuck paying the mortgage on it. So what I did with this owner, and what I negotiated with them, is taking over the mortgage payment. And then I also negotiated with them to secure a second mortgage on the property, which is the balance of what the owner wanted when they sold the property. So what I did after having the property under control, I cleaned it up, and then what I did is marketed the ownership interest in the principal in the contract again, and then I actually sold this property. All right. So this was pretty cool property. Again, I only spent like $425 per month for, you know, 2 months maximum, as well as the you know, money invested to clean up this property. I think I must have spent like $300 on a cleaning crew to gut this property, take all of the trash out of it, and just basically power wash it and clean it down. And then once that happened, I closed on it and actually sold it to an end buyer and paid everybody off. Paid off the seller, paid off the second mortgage and the first mortgage. It was pretty cool. This is another property here that I bought at an auction, right? A tax deed auction. Some of you may be aware of tax deeds and tax liens. You may have seen it being advertised all over the place. A lot of people, you know, are interested in buying properties at auctions. But the cool thing about what I did with this property and why it's so creative is I actually purchased this property on a credit card. Now, I know what you guys are saying. You're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that she actually did that. Yes, I actually did do that. It's another creative strategy that most people don't really know that they can do. This is to actually maximize and leverage their current credit, if they so desired, and purchase real estate. Now, of course, there is a payment for it, and it's time bound, right? I don't advocate anyone purchasing real estate on their credit card, but you can do a cash advance and actually do that if you so chose. But you must know your exit strategy prior to that. So I purchased this property from the tax deed auction in Brevard County in Florida. And it took me about 105 days. So that's a little over 90 days. So that's 3 months, right? So in the meantime, in those 3 months, yes, I had the minimum payments to pay on the credit card, and then I negotiated the liens on the properties from the city because it had some code enforcement liens on it, and so things like that. And then I also had to wait for clear title in order to actually sell this property. But in the meantime, I marketed the house and I got a cash buyer, right? So that's someone who didn't even need a mortgage or to get pre-qualified or anything like that. And then what I did with that is I used the cash that I got from my cash buyer, paid off my credit card, and then pocketed the profit thereafter. So there are a lot of different ways that you can creatively buy real estate, and you can use all of those different acquisition and exit strategies on demand in a really, really predictable system. And if I can do it, so can you. And we can work together at any level of experience, and it's based on proven systems, okay? Because I've already done it. Now, in the real estate investment business, I'm sure that you've noticed that people fall into at least two categories, right? The first one is the grinders, people who make some money because sometimes, but not money all the time. And sometimes if they do make money, they spend it and they don't really make too much. And they kind of just end up where they started in the beginning, right? They just use too much time making far too little of money. And then you have the rainmakers, make it rain, right? People talk about making it rain all the time. So people who are absolutely crushing it and making more and more money and building wealth and spending less time doing it. What is it that allows some people to make millions while others make less than they could in a full-time job and they're struggling to pay and make their rent? After talking to hundreds of people, especially on the Jackie Jackson Show, I have interviewed so many different people from all different walks of life and all different industries. And some of them are really, really successful, some just starting out, but they all have one thing that they have in common, right? So after talking to hundreds of people and being in this industry for years, I have realized that rainmakers have two things present in their lives, while the grinders only have one of the two of the most important things all the time. And the truth is that if you have both of these things present in your life, it becomes very, very easy and predictable to make millions of dollars per year or more, okay? You can make infinite amount of money based off of your effort and basically how you feel. The best way I can describe this to you is with my own personal story about how I was able to break through the struggles of not ever having enough money to, live my dream life, and how I was able to convert my life and my financial situation into actually living my best life ever and free to design my life as I please. Back when I worked in corporate America, I was like everyone else, right? Competing for my next promotion and living paycheck to paycheck with basically no idea how I was going to get out of the rat race. With each paycheck I earned, the sad truth is I fell deeper and deeper into debt because I would spend more money than I would receive in my paycheck. And a lot of people, go through the same challenges and the same situations all the time. I'm a single mother. I was paying for daycare costs. I was trying to go back to school. I was trying to earn my degree. I was paying rent, paying car payments, paying credit cards, trying to save for my retirement because, that's what they tell you to do, save for your retirement, and then still live a comfortable life. And it was totally exhausting, right? It was not fun at all. And then one day while working, I was introduced to a new concept by one of my clients at the time that I knew was making a lot of money. But I never asked him how he was making his money because I was always too embarrassed to talk about and to tell anybody about my money problems. I know a lot of people have that challenge too, is talking about money. He then said to me, Jackie, if you really want to be free, right, to free yourself from your financial struggles, you're going to have to educate yourself on assets that actually produce income, whether you are physically present, working, or not. And now, talk about confused. I was totally confused. Like, I might as well been a lost puppy at the side of the road with no owner. But instead of letting my pride and my ego get in the way, I asked him to teach me. And that's the honest truth. So to be honest, everything else I tried had not worked anyway. So I figured I really didn't have anything to lose other than time. And trust me, I had plenty of time because I was broke and I didn't have any money. So I might as well learn something new. So from that point on, I was taken by the hand and introduced to creative real estate investing strategies. My life changed forever, not because I was learning how to invest, but because I had the opportunity to learn and compare different techniques that I didn't know before. I call it a crash course in exponential information, which will free your mind and forever provide you with the knowledge to create money on demand with predictability anytime you want. People use the cliche all the time, knowledge is power. But I really disagree with it because I believe applied knowledge is power. Because you can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't use it, it just makes you a know-it-all and a smarty pants. You can have all the information in the world. As a matter of fact, we live in the information and the digital age where anyone can look up and research anything they want easily on their smart devices, on their cell phones. But if you don't know how to use the information and piece it together like a puzzle, you'll continue to be lost in the sauce as I was back in the day before I started investing. Trying to make money and going back to school and getting another degree and fighting for promotions and working more hours and overtime, or worse, even trying to have like multiple jobs at the same time, it really doesn't make ends meet. There is a better way. You can create a better life for yourself and a better life for your family. You have the ability to live out your dreams and enjoy your purpose and your passions in life. I took a different approach, and so can you. And the moment I decided to go in the opposite direction of everyone else and humble myself to learn new ways of making money, everything changed. I enjoyed life more. I traveled more. I spent time with my family more. My kids, I taught my kids how to be entrepreneurs because I learned how to be an entrepreneur. I spend more time with my friends and I enjoy life to its fullest, no matter what, every single day. Success. I ended up just climbing and flying to new heights. I focus my energy on the possibilities instead of constantly thinking about all the things I don't have. I stopped whining and I stopped complaining. Now I want you to pause for a moment and let this next point really, really sink in your mind, because it's the exact opposite to what everybody else out there is feeding you. Most people are obsessed with the idea of looking rich and completely ignoring the information they need to convert their financial lives from negative to actually having positive cash flow. Most people are obsessed and they're over frenzied all the time. They're looking at their Facebook, they're looking at their Instagram, they're looking at breaking news on TV, watching YouTube videos, listening to lame people talk about lame things than actually investing in themselves. Don't be that guy, okay? Don't be that girl. Don't be that guy. But I'm here to tell you, your reality can be different. You can control the change in your life, and only you can make that decision. Now, remember how I told you that the rainmakers have two things in their lives that the grinders and the struggle bunnies don't? The two things you need for success is a determination, a high determination to be different and seek your own path, and a proven system that will convert your work into positive cash flow. Because it comes down to this. If you can't increase your cash flow to acquire the things you want in life, then you will always be struggling and chasing after money. Now let's get down to business, shall we? Let me show you exactly how you can get everything you want in life by starting to learn how to invest in real estate today. Only two things that really matter in real estate is creating cash flow and having a proven system where you can invest in yourself and create value. Not making the income you want right now. If you're not making the income you want right now, you're not alone. There's many people that are not making the income that they want right now, but you can change that and you can actually improve it for the better. So let me ask you this. How many times did you invest in yourself in the last 7 days? If you invested at all. And if you didn't invest in yourself, then answer me this question. What did you do in the last 7 days to try and change how much money comes in to your financial life? I know. Good questions, huh? You see, most people, it's very easy to get distracted by all the new shiny objects out there and the latest and best new craze. But the raw reality and the real reality is that generating cash flow and adding value to your life by investing in yourself are the only two things that really matter. The rainmakers in the real estate investment game, these are the people that make the most profits. They have true liquid wealth and have high payoff days all the time. They know the secrets and they know how to use them. They have a predictable system for generating cash flow, and they know how to use their applied knowledge to exponentially pay themselves over and over and over again. So understanding how to make money when you buy, there's only two key metrics that you need to focus on. Understanding how to make money when you buy and understanding your exit strategy. So it really isn't that complicated to make money. You can either have a system or not have a system. You need a proven system and a pathway of how you're going to make money. You don't have to do it the hard way or push a rock uphill and fight against gravity or wait for a miracle and pull a rabbit out of a hat. Making money requires a system and information that's going to change your life, applied information and applied knowledge. Once you have those systems and that information, all you have to do is crank it out, put the time and the work in, and watch your money build and build and build. So here's your moment to shine. Are you ready to change your life by learning something new and revolutionizing your way of how you bring money into your life? Forever changing the way how you make money. The result of executing this is that you will have $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, even $30,000 in new cash flow every single month from real estate investing if you apply this knowledge to your life. And the best part is you will have the benefit of using years of my experience and knowledge to help you cut down your learning curve and begin taking action to close your deals. You will finally have that exponential information that moves your financial life forward when you want it to. So here's how to crack the code. You'll learn what buying strategies to use, what exit strategy is the most profitable, how not to use your own cash and your own credit if you don't want to, reducing your risk and protecting yourself, and learning the ins and outs of real estate investing. So you remember that deal I showed you earlier? I actually used a real estate option to actually do this deal. I only spent $10 and I made almost $14,000 in just a couple of days. Remember this deal? I used subject to taking over the existing financing on this property and then doing a 0% down mortgage with 0% interest for 90 days until I had the opportunity to actually sell this property. And this property, how creative is that? I did 2 different exit strategies in this one. I purchased the property from a tax deed auction from the county, and then I actually bought it on a credit card, which was using other people's money that I controlled, and ended up selling it to a cash buyer and laughing all the way to the bank. And I can teach you so much more and much, much more. That is just a small tidbit of the types of acquisition strategies that I am knowledgeable about that I can help you and show you how to use. Now, you must have the right systems to generate these kind of results. So you can do it the hard way, right? There's 10,000 different combinations, and finding the right combination is always the tricky one. But there's only one combination that unlocks the key. And if you want to unlock that lock and get access to the information that you need to really change your financial life, this is the time for you to think really hard about whether it's important to you to invest in yourself or not. Who else wants a predictable system, or who doesn't want a predictable system that can generate them the kind of money that I'm talking about? I know that I have done it, and I know that you can do it too. I help women learn how to make more money, increase their value, and gain stability in their financial lives by teaching real estate cash flow strategies and money management techniques. These are my dream clients. And why is it that I have selected women? Because I used to be that girl, that single mom who was working paycheck to paycheck, didn't know how she was going to pay her bills, wanting the best for her children and best for her life, but really didn't know how to get it. Those are my dream clients because I want to help other women who are in that situation like I was free themselves from not having enough money. So 3 types of clients. Remember, focused career women, retired women and empty nesters, and women who just really want to start their business and start something from home for themselves. So here's how the process works. All you have to do is go to www.cashflowyourlife.com and apply and see if you qualify. I'm only taking a few women that want to really, really change their lives. This is a personal and custom tailored one-on-one strategy session with you and me, okay? This is where we really begin working to figure out what you want and how to make it happen in the fastest time possible. The better the fit, the better the results. So I'm looking for people and women that really, really want to win. Winners love winners. So all you have to do is go to www.cashflowyourlife.com, which is what you need right now, and apply and see if you qualify. Just go ahead and set up your strategy session, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Thanks for watching the show. This is the Jackie Jackson from thejackyjackson.com and cashflowyourlife.com.